And we're on.
Hello.
Yay! We made it!
Woohoo!
We made it! We landed in our little rocket ship and on our new webinar platform, or upgraded. It's the same vendor. So welcome, Connie and David and Selena and Patty. Connie sent me a message last week on the phone about, this, and I just got it yesterday.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, so I just talked to Connie yesterday. I'm like, hi, I'm responding to your call from last week. I don't know why I didn't get it till then. That's kind of weird.
Is everybody still eating their Easter candy?
Easter candy?
I didn't even get
no,
it.
I didn't have any.
No?
Yeah, I missed out.
Okay.
Although, you know what? I did go to Fannie Mae and get a buttercream egg.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, a dark chocolate, vanilla buttercream. It was pretty darn good.
Sounds yummy. Okay,
So
I've got little yellow ducks. These are the bodies. Everybody ate the head off the duck. They're milk chocolate ducks. The fun part was eating, look at that, they're empty. Eating the head off the duck.
was there something inside the duck?
No, now I'm left with duck carcass. It's chocolate, so it won't last long.
But you could do stuffed duck.
Yeah. Put some peanut butter. Stuff it with peanut butter.
Yeah, some peanut butter, some chocolate, some chips, Reese's Pieces or whatever.
Yeah.
Do stuffed duck. And then make it like a little sauce over the top,
Some caramel.
Yeah. It's a delicacy.
What if I stick a little bunny in it?
Yeah, don't they do that? Like they take a turkey and they put a chicken inside, then they put a pheasant or a Cornish hen inside of it. Yeah, there you go.
That's for Duncan.
There you go.
Duncan. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if we've kind of lost our momentum here, so we might be down some people.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. So it's all right. We will go in like 2 minutes, regardless of who shows up.
Yeah.
Galactic.
So we'll be doing Galactics and ETs, and we already have a bunch of questions, right, Wendy?
Yeah, I got a whole page full.
Yeah. So people can watch it on YouTube, which last time I looked, I think it was 1,088 or something, which by YouTube standards is peanuts. It's less than peanuts. It's less than a peanut. But for us being newbies and not knowing what we're doing, and I don't know anything about marketing and all of that stuff, I'm just excited that people are finding us. So, oops, somebody's ringing.
Can I put on there that Lisa has bottom teeth? I'm kidding.
You want to put on YouTube that you have bottom teeth?
I'm gonna put in the comments.
Should you do a special video just of you and your teeth?
I know.
Just do it like this. Come like this, Lisa.
See, I don't know why I'm so self-conscious. I mean, I've never been really self-conscious about things.
Well,
but I don't know why I'm self-conscious.
We love you with or without teeth.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Yeah. I can gum chocolate too, I'm sure.
You what?
I'm sure I would be able to gum the chocolate.
Yeah, I'm sure I could eat chocolate whether I had teeth or not.
Yeah.
I manage. So, all right, let's get started. We will be doing our healing portion in a moment, during which you, as participants and our YouTube viewers, get to relax and receive the energy that comes from on high. I will go off screen. I will say my prayer, and it will start flowing. So we want you sitting or lying down, something comfortable. Have your spine straight, so to promote a good flow. But yet we want all your muscles and joints to be loose. Nothing. Don't tense up anywhere. Tense in your jaw, and that's Lisa, mute. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but you were getting mute. Did you mute? Okay. It stopped. So you got to get that new laptop. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we hold tension in our jaw, in our shoulders, in our gut. If we're standing, people always hold it in their knees. You ever notice that when people stand, they're always like their knees, because heaven forbid they might fall down or something if their knees aren't like, I don't know. All right. So we want you relaxed, and you will experience the energy in your own unique way. It will be different for each person, and it's different from session to session. So what you had last week may not be the same this week, and it's all good. All right. If there aren't any questions at this point of the game, we will continue. Wendy, anything? Questions? Nope. All right. Here we go. And then we'll come back and explore Galactics and ETs. There's some heart stress. Breathe through it. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, we're back. Well, I'm back. Come on back, the rest of you, when you're ready. How did that feel after the break? Since we haven't been on in a little while. Well, in 2 weeks, really.
Yeah, the word that comes to my mind is realigned.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, like it took a while, you know. That was good.
Anybody else? I'm not gonna. Well, let's see.
I'll watch
it. Yeah, it's too hard for me. I try and then I get all messed up.
I don't see anything there,
Okay.
comments, but they can come up.
Yep.
We can jump right into
The
questions.
chat room is on, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But did anybody besides you two say anything?
Yeah, Karen and Cindy said hello.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Oh, hi, Karen and Cindy. Okay, so, all right, so it's working.
Yeah.
Yay! After our disaster.
I know, right?
Oh, goodness. All right, so everything is working. Hunky-dory. Yay, yay, yay. All right, so shall we start our questions?
Cindy said that there was a lot of commotion for her.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's not a bad
Good.
thing.
No, it's not. It's a good thing, especially when we hold it as a good thing and understand it as a good thing. You know, it's like when you clean your house. When you really want to clean your house, you have to take everything apart. You got to move the furniture so you can vacuum under it. You gotta, everything gets all. It looks like it's all turned upside down, but you know that really, it's all about cleaning your house and giving it. So you're okay with it being a mess because you know that it's leading to something.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So it's the same when we're doing the healing work. Sometimes it does feel very tumultuous, and I know at one time I spent 3 months where I was like out of my body, out of my mind. I couldn't really do anything like functional. My poor kids would be like, "Mom, I'm hungry." I'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't eat an apple." I can't do anything. So anyway, but it's all good. All right.
So we're going to start with the first question. What's the difference between Arcturians, Hathors, Palladians, Syrians, and Archeans?
Vibration. Vibration.
Oh. That's not an answer I would have expected.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously there's a lot of detail to that, but in a nutshell, it's a different vibration. But, you and I are a different vibration.
Right.
So, Lisa and her ducks are different vibrations. vibration.
They're in my belly now, so we're all one.
The ducks have definitely altered their vibration.
I raised their resonance as they were going down the esophagus.
So they have different, you know, obviously there's a collective consciousness, a collective understanding. So Earth, you know, Earth and Earth beings have a specific vibration, but yet each of us as individuals has, you know, different vibrations. But as a whole, Earth beings have a specific vibration, or Earth, you know, this sphere. And so the same for all those groups that you mentioned, you know, as the whole, they have a specific vibration. But yet, you know, each individual, you know, that doesn't make everybody, you know, carbon copies of one another. Although they're probably not carbon-based, like us. So I don't know if we don't say carbon copies. What do they say? You know, nitrogen copies or oxygen copies or ion copies. I don't know. It never occurred to me before. Like we just say carbon copy like it's nothing, but that's because that's what we're used to.
Yeah. See, and it also for me is also based on everybody's perception. Every case, you know, the Arcturians, on who you talk to and who people align with, whether they align, not Edgar Casey, but whether they align with a certain alien group, a certain type, a certain planet. The other thing to remember is all of them are based in love. That's, you know, not all of them have the same intentions. However, we are all, including the Galactics aliens, I call them Galactics instead of aliens. It's, you know, they're all aliens. They are all part of God. I mean, it's all one massive, we're all together. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We're all children, aliens, galactics of God.
You're all creatures of God. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you know what, and I think, I don't know, how would people react? And I would love to know how people would react if there was a great, you know, announcement that they're here, they walk among us. Would people be fearful? Would it change their way of thought if they had somebody else tell them? If they had the government, the media? Well,
let's hear what people say in response to that.
Right.
You know, I currently I'm reading this book. I forget the title. About all these giants, skeletons of giants, what we would call giants, 7, 8, 9, up to 12 feet, even I think is the biggest that they found. Although there are reports of them even taller than that. And up until the late 1800s, it was always in the newspaper, and even into the 1900s. But the Smithsonian, late 1800s, started suppressing. And started, you know, they kind of changed the party line, and now they won't admit anything, even though they did before, and there are records of them accepting that. And, you know, you think, you know, what would be so horrible about the public being aware that beings, that they're, quote, human beings, that were very much taller than us? What's the harm in that? So, and then, so if they're going to suppress that, can you imagine how freaked out whoever makes those decisions would be about sharing that there are beings from from off planet?
Right.
You know, it's also silly. I personally don't understand. I assume they have their reasons, which I assume, I can only imagine, are based in fear. If based in, these are not decisions that are being made based in love. They have to be coming from fear.
Yes. Well, that's how we're taught to think about that, about other civilizations on other planets.
Yeah.
We talk about how we're looking for them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, look at how recently it is that women were considered, humans, were considered intelligent, were accepted as being able to hold a job of any kind of consequence, were allowed to own property. This is new for us, just for women. I mean, and the Civil Rights Act wasn't until the 60s. I mean,
right.
we want to push everybody else. So yeah. Anyway, okay. So
right.
did anybody respond about how they would feel about galactic?
Well, there is one comment. I would be intrigued and very curious about their intentions, but overall, I think people will be very afraid. We fear things we don't understand.
Yeah.
And some of the other questions that I have are going to address intention.
Okay. Should we go to another one?
Yeah. The first one is, are they working together?
Some are. The word federation comes into my head. And then there are, what do you want to call, renegades, groups that have their own agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of like us humans.
Yeah. Do they compete for us to join them?
Did you say compete?
Do they compete, right?
With each other?
Uh-huh. For us to join them.
Okay.
You take the human. No, you take the human.
What's going on?
I said, you take the human. No, you take the human.
Yeah. It's about, always, it's about raising the vibration of the collective good. So in this case, we're talking about the universe. So it's not so much about us joining them as about us stepping up to our place and our understanding of who we are in relation to the rest of the universe. We're kind of operating on we're thinking like we're on our own here, solo, the Earth, and they're all like, hello, step up and be part of all of this. Not that we have to be them,
right?
But wake up. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this one? Are we part of any of them?
There is a lot of off-planet DNA running around this planet. Yes.
I knew that was the answer. Okay.
Have you ever seen anybody, and has anybody else ever seen any that you're like, that is a galactic? I mean, you see somebody and you're like, that's an alien. I mean, they're just, they appear, you get the feeling that they are.
So you're talking about somebody who's who was like born off-planet, or are you talking about somebody who has genetic off-planet material?
Somebody who has genetic, I mean, we're all genetic galactic. In my belief.
Well, yeah. If you go back far enough,
yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
That's. Well, hold on. Let me see what they say, because I have my own. Let me see. Hold on. They're definitely seeded. Definitely the seed that the initial way back whenever that happened. Even which does not negate evolution. We still have that truth, but there was the seed planted somewhere, boop, that fed into that, and then of course along the path there's been all different things, but that initial, way back when we were, I mean, I don't know how specific we need to get. Was that too rambling, or did that make sense?
No, that makes sense. For me, it did.
Okay. All right. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I cannot make my point.
No, you did good.
All right. Here's the next question is, they send healing modalities and suggestions to humans so that we can heal, clear, or ascend. Which ones should we listen to, or should we ignore them? Can we follow their advice?
Okay. Again, it's the same answer as when we were asking the same question, essentially, about spirit beings. Okay? It's always, it has to feel right, and it has to be in love. You know? If it feels wonky, then, you know, maybe wonky is not the right word. Wonky is like my middle name, but if it feels in some way scary or negative, or you're just not sure, you know, then hold off. Don't, you know, just you have to discernment. One of these days I'm going to get around to writing that blog post on discernment. That is our friend. We are not diligent enough about using discernment, our own power of discernment.
Hey,
I like that word.
Wendy, what was that question again?
They send healing modalities and suggestions to humans so that we can heal, clear, or ascend. Which ones should we listen to? And I interpret that to be Arcturians, Cathars, Palladians, you know, which, and then, or should we ignore them? Can we follow their advice?
Again, it would be the same rules that you would apply, again, like to spirit beings and to humans. I mean, just because it's, you know, your teacher, that doesn't, they may not be correct. You know, we have to do our own research, do our own you know, individual research, and find out what is true for us. You know, we're so ready to just follow what anybody says. You know, independent investigation of truth. Independent investigation of truth.
Write that down. I like that.
That's your job. It's your job, and your job, and your job, and my job.
It's what we align with. It's what we feel comfortable with. It's whatever assists us to help our soul evolve on this earth plane, to continue to learn and have our experiences, have our lessons. You know, whichever one, like you said, whichever one is best for us. Should we listen? You know what? If you feel comfortable doing it, do it, because Joe Schmo next to you might not feel comfortable, but he'll resonate with another, because that's what his soul needs. So it's based on the individual soul and what you need at that time. And like you said, I love that. I love that what you just said, Karen. It's individual. And it's going within and knowing what you need. Taking that 10 minutes a day and say, is this in my highest and best interest? Hold yourself accountable for your own soul's growth.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I love that. Hold yourself accountable for your own soul's growth. Yes, exactly. Which is what, you know, which is another thing again. The same with education. We just swallow whatever we're told. The same with, you know, religion. A lot of time. I mean, I'm a religious person, but I don't. You know, you don't need a pastor to tell you what your holy book says. You know, we have to. You know, we have to be accountable for ourselves, for our own health. For our own health, whether it's mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Yeah. Yay! Love it. Okay.
All right.
Oops, my phone is going off. Let me turn it over.
I've got one more question here, and then there's one in the chat room.
Okay.
So her last question was, should I stop reading books about them and live a peaceful existence as a human, or as an unaware human?
I don't know. Once you're awake, it's kind of hard to go back to sleep. You know, that question, as so many of our thought processes, was framed in a black and white statement. It's not an either or.
They have
we
limits
have to
on it.
learn, either and. That we have more than two choices in any situation.
Oh, I like that. Either and.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
So, there are some books out there that are worth reading. There are also some books out there that not so much. And a peaceful existence. Are you on a beach somewhere? Because I don't know. Just because you quit reading the books, are you going to have a peaceful existence? I mean, we can be in peace ourselves, but our lives and our growth is, it's about movement and shifting and, I don't know that sticking your head in the sand at this point is any good because you woke up already.
That's a good answer.
If they feel that they want to just forget it and have a peaceful existence, maybe that's what they need to explore, is why the thought of reading it gives them a feeling of not being at peace.
Yeah. Yes. Good point. So right. Maybe maybe the books that they're reading are not of the best choice. Right. And of course, nobody's saying that you have to continue on this journey. What we're saying is that your guides, your personal growth path, your guides, your plan, your life plan, is set in motion. And as you awaken and things, you grow and learn, if you shut that all down, you're kind of going backwards. You're going off your path. And sooner or later, your guides are going to poke you and remind you. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't take a break. And sometimes we go through periods where things are relatively calm, and then then we kind of get a kick in the butt. Hey, get back to work.
Right.
So, again, you have to do what's comfortable for you. But embrace both. Embrace who you are and go at your own path. Remember, what's my thing? Oh, yeah. Never measure yourself with somebody else's ruler. So your path is your path.
I like that.
That's good.
If I can say, my favorite thing that I teach people is remove the boundaries that you have. It's not this way. It's not, it's remove the boundaries that you have, that some things are not possible. Like she said, and I don't mean to go back to her statement, can I do this or can I, like you said, she gave herself two options. When you limit yourself, there's no room to go anything. It's like playing a pawn game. You have only two sides, and the ball just keeps going back and forth. Where if you don't set the limit and you realize that anything and everything is possible, you take that away and the ball can go anywhere. Yeah. So remove all expectations in everything. Remove all limits. Remove all beliefs that what you do not believe or perceive to be there is there. It is all there, and it's within your reach. And that's called manifestation, and that is grabbing what you believe and you know you can have. And unless you believe and you know 100% that is right in front of you, you will never obtain it because you have that negative, limiting belief that it is not positive or it's not attainable. Remove all, and that's how you attain what you want. Okay. Hold on, I'm getting off my soapbox.
All right.
Dang, those teeth got you talking.
See, I got them.
I've got another question.
Okay.
Do those living here know they are galactic beings?
Some have no idea. Some know. It feels like there's a network being built, a framework, a connection. And as that raises, as that vibration rises, and there's more room. So as that puts out energy that the rest of Earth inhales, experiences, allows for, then that can be more raised up and more will be awake or whatever. It's a very slow process, you know, which I'm sure in the long run is best. You know, I mean, I don't get to decide these things. Whoever decides these things, they surely know what they're doing. Although, you know, those of us would, you know, we're like, just land here and proclamate and get it over with. But you know,
welcome to my home out in Naperville.
But you know, it's raising as we're more and more ready. Then you know that framework will be in place. Okay.
Okay.
Very nice.
I don't have any other questions. I wonder if they're still on the delay with this new format.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I would assume so because it's still Google Hangouts. That the platform rests on top of Google Hangouts, as did the previous version. So I would guess that there is still that minute because that is part of the Google side of it, or the Hangout side of it.
Hey,
What that
Karen, I have a
exactly means, I haven't
question.
the foggiest. What?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, is the reason, okay, could the reason be that people who have invested large amounts of money here on this Earth plane are having such a hard time getting their rockets into space, getting up to, you know, creating this whole new, you know, I mean, they want to create these outposts. I have a feeling it is because, in a way, it is being not halted.
It means what?
It's being delayed because humans, you know, we have such, it's all being created on ego. It's all ego driven for money, for, you know, power.
Yeah.
It's like our need to get to space has nothing to do with love and light. It's ego. It's, you know, we are the best.
So as you're asking that question, I'm getting that, yes, part of it is that we're not really ready. You know, it's like your kid, you know, you don't give him the knife until he's ready to use it. You know, you start with a spoon, graduate to a fork, then they get to have a butter knife, and then maybe when they're old enough they can get to use a steak knife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as they're ready. But the other piece, what came through very clearly is that they're missing. There's a piece of science that they haven't identified, that they're not factoring in when they're doing whatever they're doing, when they're making their calculations and designs and everything, that there's some science that they're missing, or that they haven't understood to include it in their factoring.
Yeah, there's a couple calculations that are off.
Yeah, well, it's more like there's a piece, like that there's a fact or a theorem or something that they're not including. Not so much that the math is wrong, but that there's a piece that they should have factored in and they're not. And I couldn't even begin to tell you what that all is, because, you know, I love math, but calculus and beyond is out of my experience.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, I've got a question. The existence of ETs seems extremely likely, but do we have any good proof?
I want to. The proof is in your heart. If you look in your heart, you know the answer. You want physical proof? What would that look like? You know, everyone what would be constitute proof for me. I have my proof, but I could tell you all day how it's been proved to me, but you're not going to believe it. You have to have your own proof for yourself. Right. So start with your inner self. What do you believe and not believe? What you know, and then what kind of proof do you want? Do you have to have one walk up and shake your hand? You know? Do you have to, or do you have to be like, who is it, Peter or whatever, and stick your hand in the wound? You know, I mean, what proof do you want? That people always say they want proof, but yet proof is subjective. It's not objective. It's subjective.
Yeah. I like that.
And again, I know we mentioned this before, but May of 2013, we're in 15, yeah, May of 2013, the Prime Minister of Canada gave a press conference and he talked about ETs. This is not a whack job. It's the Prime Minister of a first world country.
I believe the U.S. is one of the few that has not admitted it.
Well, hasn't there recently been like a general or something from our service that talked about how they were?
Oh, there's a whole community. There's a whole, I forget the name of their group, something disclosure group or something. All walks of military, Air Force, Navy,
yes.
A bunch of them in all different realms have talked. They've come together. They did this big conference, and they one after the other went up to the podium and shared their experience. And they're all like generals and pilots and all kinds. So yeah, no, they're out there. It's not just one. And like Lisa was referring to, there are federal governments. Not the United States, but other governments who have admitted that this exists.
Yeah.
I think in a way the U.S.
And is that proof? Is that proof? For some people that's proof. For other people that's not proof.
Right.
For the U.S., I believe part of it is they don't. It's like, okay, we've been lying to you this whole time. Well, what else have you been lying about? What else are you hiding? It's collateral for them. It is
Pandoras Box.
Liability.
Yeah, good point, Wendy.
Yeah.
Pandora's Box. Oh boy. Poor Pandora. Everybody bandies her name around. Oh, it's Pandora's Box. And she's like, man, I just wanted to put my stuff in a box.
Can I tell you my really quick funny story about? Okay, so when I go to New Mexico, I go looking for my little, because I see them. I can see the aliens, right? So I go to Los Alamos, and I'm in the city, or the town of Los Alamos, and they have like little cameras everywhere. I love New Mexico, love Los Alamos everywhere, right? So I wanted an omelet. Well, what do I see? I see the little welcome, center. So I stop at the welcome center, and I'm talking to this cute woman about it and everything. And I start to walk out, and she yells to me, "Dear, oh dear." And I turn around, I go, "Yes." She goes, "Don't forget to sign our guest book." So I'm like, all right, Brenda Smith.
What did you write?
I wrote Brenda Smith, looking for food.
Aww.
I'm not putting my name on there.
Why not? Well, that's up to you.
Looking for an alien.
Yeah. Well, we even, in Ireland and other parts of Europe, they've always accepted that there were fairies and, little people. And in Hawaii, in the 1800s, they had, in their census, they had, I forget what they were called, but they were beings, I forget how big they were, but they were in the census of, how many of them lived on that island or whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we are in that box.
Yes.
And it'll be fun when they all come out.
Yes.
I love tonight's topic.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you. Do we get time? I'll tell you a quick story. So, a girlfriend of mine went to Mount Shasta. Are you familiar with Mount Shasta?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would be, of course. So, for those of you that don't know, and I've never been there, I really don't know much about it. But apparently, it's a mountain, and there's a lot of UFO activity over, in the airspace around there. And purportedly, there are like caves or tunnels or things within the mountain. I don't know. And there are a lot of alternative, holistic, woo-woo people that live in that area. And my girlfriend went and spent the summer volunteering at some camp. I might get that wrong, so I won't say. And I don't know, like halfway through the summer, I thought, I'm going to give her a call, see how she's doing and how she's enjoying there. So I call and we're talking, how you like it, this and that. And I said, so have you seen anything, any UFOs or anything? And she had seen a bunch of fairies. She saw all kinds of fairies, which Sunday's topic is fairies and elementals. But she said the UFOs, she said, I'm like, have you seen any UFOs? And she goes, no, but when there's, when it's foggy, that, wait, let me get this right. Oh, when it's a high cloud cover, it's the famous authors are there. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, so that nobody sees them. I'm like, why would anybody care if there are famous authors there? And she's already off on some other thing, and my little brain is going, who cares about the famous authors? What is she talking? What? So finally, I'm like, hey, get back to this question. I'm like, what do you mean? Why does it matter? Why do they have to put a lot of cloud cover, low fog and whatever when the famous authors are there? She's like, famous authors? I didn't say famous authors. I said flying saucers.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, absolutely. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, so, are we good? Any other questions?
Sunday, are we going to fairy chat?
Johnny wrote Menahune.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, who wrote that? Who knows about those?
Connie.
Yeah, of course, Connie knows a lot about Hawaii. I forgot about that. Yay, see, I'm not the only crazy one.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, don't laugh too hard, Wendy. You're on here with me.
I know.
Okay. All right. If we don't have any other questions, we'll call it a night. And this has been a fun talk, and I'm glad Lisa got shared her experience some, and although I'm sure we could probably just listen all day to her stuff too. So Sunday again is fairies and elementals, and I'm sure we can cover all kinds of other beings as well. What do we have time for? So see you then, and have a good week and a good evening, and hugs and kisses to everybody.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.